Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. But before we get to the big game tonight, the Celtics had a big game of their own, going for their eighth win in a row. And by God, they got it. That makes 8 wins in a row. I don't know if you heard me correctly the first time. The 2021-2022 Boston Celtics have won 8 games in a row, something I never thought was going to happen at all this season. And this is their second quality win in a row, beating the Atlanta Hawks 105-95. Now, don't be deceived by the Hawks record. They came into this game under 500, but they've been playing some really, really good basketball recently, and they've played very, very well against the Celtics this year, winning 2 of their last 3 against the Celtics. And so, not the exact same Hawks that we've seen all year long. They are fresh off of a long win streak recently. And so this was another good test for the Celtics after the test the other night against the Denver Nuggets to see if their win streak was more of a product of schedule or if they've actually figured some things out. And so far, they've really answered the bell. It does seem like this team has significantly turned some things around, especially when you're talking about consistency. And consistency doesn't just mean winning consistently, it means having the same sort of habits consistently, being able to play defense consistently, being able to move the ball consistently, being able to have consistent offensive game plan, consistent rotation. And the Celtics, to their credit and to Ime Udoka's credit, who I think fairly given a lot of criticism to this season, they've absolutely figured some things out. Does that mean they're suddenly one of the contenders in the East? I still don't believe so, but they're certainly their ceiling is higher than it was earlier in the season. They've shown that they can play much better basketball than what they showed throughout most of the season. Maybe it was just about turning the calendar to 2022, and that's all they needed to see. And because since the new year, this has been a completely different Celtics team. And it wasn't again not just the fact that they beat a quality opponent in the Hawks. It was the way they beat them too, where they didn't start off well, which we've seen oftentimes this season. But instead of folding it and packing it in, the Celtics rallied, and in the third quarter, which for years has been the Celtics, main bugaboo or whatever word you want to call it, the third quarter is where the Celtics really shine tonight. They outscored the Hawks 42-23 in that quarter. Amazing that they put up a 42-point quarter. That speaks to the Hawks defense as well. And the Celtics were able to just absolutely figure something out, make the proper halftime adjustments, and change the game completely. And they, with that, the strength of that quarter led to the victory. Celtics also need to be noted for holding this Atlanta Hawks team to under 100 points. This is one of, if not the best offensive teams in basketball. You may not think that based off of just the personnel. You might think a team like the Warriors are clearly ahead of them, but the Hawks are right there with all the best offensive teams in basketball, led by Trae Young, who did have a 30-point game tonight, though. The Celtics really limited him. He shot just 9 of 26 from the floor, so he worked really hard to get that 30. 6 of the Celtics' 8 wins in this win streak, they've held their opponents to under 100 points, which is fantastic. Their defense has been playing as well, if not better than any defense in the NBA, and the stats prove that. So another really just terrific win for the Celtics as the All-Star break is coming right up, and so they can feel really good about themselves. Let's go into the box score tonight, so you guys can get to your Super Bowl watching. You don't have to watch this for that long. Starters tonight were the usual crew: Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Rob Williams, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. You got pretty damn good production out of your starters. Tatum was the star tonight, best player on the court, with going up against his fellow All-Star starter and Trae Young. Tatum finished with 38 points on 13 of 27 shooting, 4 of 10 from 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, and just 2 turnovers. Fantastic star level performance from Jason Tatum. He was tremendous tonight. Al Horford, solid, if not spectacular game against his former team. 24 minutes, 3 of 3 from the floor, perfect 2 of 2 from the 3-point line, 6 rebounds, no assists, no steals. He did have a block, didn't turn the ball over, and had 8 points. That's absolutely fine. He didn't hurt you. He didn't have to play that many minutes, just 24 minutes for Horford. Absolutely, you'll take that tonight from him. This afternoon, I should say. Rob Williams, 36 minutes for him, 5 of 6 from the floor, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 10 points. Did turn the ball over 5 times, but a very good game from Rob Williams, who continues to just now be consistently a big time performer and get you a double double almost every night. Marcus Smart, very good game for him. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He didn't shoot the ball well, but other than that, I thought he did a very good job defensively. Obviously, I showed you the Trey Young numbers earlier, so he was a pest there, and he did a good job distributing the ball as he's been doing since he came back from injury. 35 minutes for Smart, just 3 of 11 from the floor, including 0 of 5 from three. That's the ugly. 7 of 9 from the free throw line. That's pretty damn good. 6 rebounds from your point guard all day. You'll take that. 7 assists to no turnovers. Beautiful. You love that. 1 steal and 13 points from Marcus Smart and some damn good defense. So I'm fine with that stat line for him. And Jaylen Brown, 38 minutes, 6 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 6 from the 3 point land, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds for Jaylen, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 17 points. Fine game from Jaylen, nothing spectacular, but did a good job, especially on the boards. And when you're talking about Smart and Brown, your backcourt guys getting you 15 rebounds, you love to see that. From the bench, Derek White made his presence known again tonight. Didn't shoot the ball well at all, but he did have 14 points in 27 minutes. 4 of 14 from the floor, not great. 2 of 10 from three, not great there either. He did hit all 4 of his free throws. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block. And you see that sort of defensive intensity from White. So I'd say not as good as his first game, but still pretty damn good. You'd like to clean up the shooting a little bit, but the defense is there. The distribution is there. The getting to the free throw line, shooting 4 free throws is coming off the bench. You take that in today's NBA for sure. And 2 steals and a block. So you love that defensively. Grant Williams, not a great game for him. Not bad, though. 27 minutes, 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 3 from three, 4 rebounds and assists, a steal, 5 points. And Peyton Pritchard continues to struggle as, unfortunately, my Oregon guy looks like all of his success and confidence from his rookie year has just been sapped. And I am a little bit worried about him washing out of the NBA at this point, unfortunately. 11 minutes, 0 of 3 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three, a rebound, an assist, and no points. But the plus minus looks good. He was plus 10. And the Celtics win 105-95, improved to 33-25 as they are approaching 10 games over 500. That didn't think that was possible. 20-10 at home. That's a pretty damn good home record. Yeah, 8 wins in a row. Really, really spectacular to see the Celtics turn it around like this. And it's fun to talk about the team doing well as opposed to being miserable about the team. And the Celtics deserve all the credit in the world, really. The coach deserves a lot of credit. The players deserve even more credit. I think that the team. I approve you buying tickets to go see this team now. I've my statute of limitations of not seeing them is expired. Go see the Celtics. They deserve your money at this point, and they deserve your cheers. Not always in this season, did they? But right now, they certainly do. Next game for the Celtics is a big one. I said they need to win 2 of their next 3 to prove their win streak wasn't a fluke. They have already won 2 games of the 3 that I was talking about. Beat Denver and Atlanta, so I'll be happy no matter what. But they have 2 more games before the All-Star break. One of them is a gimme on Wednesday against Detroit. You certainly don't want to see them lose there. And then they play, but before that, they play on Tuesday on national TV on TNT in Philadelphia against the 76ers. We will likely see James Harden in that game. That is a massive game for the Celtics. That is a great measuring stick. I wouldn't expect the Celtics to win that game in Philadelphia. But if they were to get 9 wins in a row by beating Philly in Philly with James Harden in tow, then you can really start talking about this team making some noise in the East. And I know it's just one game, but you want to see what they're made of. And I'm hoping the players get up for this game. I don't want to see a blowout. I want to see a competitive game. If they lose and it's close, you're totally fine with that. If they get just slaughtered, I mean, you certainly don't feel good about that, but you take the win streak and you try to, and you beat Detroit and then head in the All-Star break on a win. You like to see a crap team scheduled right before the All-Star break so you can, beat up on them and feel good about yourselves. So really interesting to see the Celtics against the 76ers. I'm glad that game is on national TV, so everybody will get a nice look at what the Celtics team is about now. And it's a great opportunity for the Celtics. I mean, they couldn't have planned it better to be playing their best basketball of the season and facing the 76ers right now. So let's see what the Celtics will do. They'll probably have Daniel Tice in that game as well. I'm looking forward to it on Tuesday. And for now, they've won 8 in a row. Let's see what we got in the comments. Leonard Kim, my main man. Tatum went off in the second half. Absolutely, he was a beast in the second half. Best player in the court tonight. He was everything you wanted the Celtics star to be. And he really paced their offense and gave them that sort of sense of calm when they were down. And the Hawks had no answer for him whatsoever. Well, as you're saying, Leonard, I do hope this team is wary of not giving the starting five too many minutes and it fills out the empty roster spots as soon as possible. Yeah, we're still waiting to see what they do with those empty roster spots. They've converted some guys from their G League team like Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett to the main roster, though I wouldn't expect to see either of those guys play too much. If they are, the Celtics depth is in real trouble. I think they're just waiting for some buyouts to finalize. And we'll talk about that more probably as it materializes after the All-Star break. I know the Celtics are definitely going to be looking to add shooting and some depth to their bigs. And we'll see if they're able to do that at all and bring in anybody who can make somewhat of an impact. I'm not looking for a guy to play, 30 minutes a game. Somebody that can fill in 12 to 15 minutes a game. That's perfectly fine. Because Leonard, you're right. You don't want to burn out the starters before the playoffs, without a doubt. So that's going to do it. Celtics 8 in a row. Another win over a really good quality opponent. And yeah, you got to be feeling good about this team. So enjoy the Super Bowl tonight. My heart says the Bengals. That's who I'm rooting for. My head says the Rams. That offensive line of the Bengals against that defensive line of the Rams. I think that could be what determines the Super Bowl. But if the Rams are able to have a good game plan and get their running game going, maybe they'll mitigate it. So I'm going to. I really don't know if I'm going to go with my head or my heart. I kind of feel like the Bengals are the team of destiny right now, and they'll figure it out. So I'm going to say the Bengals. But my head is mad at me for saying that. But I'll stick with it. Bengals over the Rams. So enjoy the game tonight, everybody. Hope everybody has a nice time with friends, family, or whoever you watch the Super Bowl with. And I'll be back on Tuesday night to recap the Celtics at the 76ers. 8 in a row. Feeling good. See you, everybody.